Hi everyone, welcome to my sewing room. I am so excited for today's video. Right now in ready to wear, we are seeing heirloom blouses everywhere, and it's been a while since we've seen that. My background is in smocking and heirloom sewing, so I am so excited to see this. I do have a few other videos on heirloom sewing here on the channel, and I will link to those below, but I haven't done a whole lot of it because quite frankly it just hasn't been that popular. But right now it is. So in this video, I'm going to give you some patterns and sewing ideas for how you could very easily recreate this look for yourself. First, let me introduce myself. I am Lisa, the owner and designer of Pink Holly Bush Patterns, a line of sewing patterns for children. For children's garments, right? Most of which include an option for smocking, and most of which are designed for knit fabrics. But today I'm not going to be talking children's garments. I'm going to be talking adult women's ready to wear, because I love sewing for myself and my two adult daughters, and I especially love any chance I have to use heirloom sewing techniques. So let's, with that, dive in. But first, let me give you a definition of what I mean by heirloom sewing techniques. And we're gonna turn to my computer here and good old Wikipedia. And let me bring it over so I'm looking at you. It says that heirloom sewing is a collection of needlework techniques that arose in the last quarter of the 20th century that initiates French hand sewing of the period 1890 to 1920 using a sewing machine and manufactured trims. It says heirloom sewing is characterized by fine, often sheer, usually white cotton or linen fabrics, trimmed with an assortment of lace, insertions, tucks, narrow ribbon, and smocking. So yes, smocking, right up my alley, right? Well, today we're actually, I'll close up my computer here. We're not going to be talking about smocking. I'm going to be talking you through some of the other options, incorporating those tucks and lace, because that is what I'm seeing in the ready to wear garments. Okay, so let's start really pretty easy and simple. And the first would just be with a skirt. So I have two pattern options for you. One would be using a simply tiered skirt pattern. Now, any tiered skirt pattern would work, but I'm focusing on this mauve tiered skirt pattern, and the reason for that is this does come with an optional lining where, you know, depending on where you put that lace, you might want a lining for it. And of course, as we mentioned, usually you're doing this with a sheer fabric, so you might be using, you know, a cotton lawn or a handkerchief linen, and so you're going to want a lining, right? Unless you're going for that completely sheer look that they're also showing somewhere, but assuming you're not, you might want that lining. So it would be really simple to just incorporate some lace in between the tiers on this skirt, or tucks as well if you would like that look. Now, if you don't want something as full as the a tiered skirt would be, and of course that can get expensive because those lace insertions I know are pricey, another option would be the Donovan skirt by Helen's Closet. And this would be real simple as well, to just put the lace strips, put some tucks, and just give you a great heirloom skirt version. You also, of course, could put some lace or a Swiss embroidery along the bottom, and I think that would be just beautiful. Okay, so that's our first one, is creating an heirloom summer white skirt. Doesn't have to be white, but that is what I've been seeing a lot of out there. So your second option would be, of course, one of the many different blouses that are out there. So this particular one I'm showing you right now is actually was a kit that was offered by Guthrie and Ganny out of the UK, their sewing shop, and they used the Nephilim blouse by Vivian Cho. And all they did was follow the blouse pattern and just have 2 strips of lace inserted on either side, and it gives you this great heirloom look. Now, unfortunately, I didn't see the kits available anymore on Guthrie and Ganny's website, but of course, this is a very simple look for you to recreate. Another option using the Nephilim blouse, and by the way, I am wearing the Nephilim blouse. Mine is obviously not an heirloom version, but the Nephilim blouse comes with 2 different necklines. So the one that the Guthrie and Ganny used was the higher neckline. You could use this. I made mine with the lower neckline, and in place of doing a fabric ruffle, you simply do gathered lace. It would be very simple to replace the ruffle with a piece of gathered lace. That would give you that lovely look. And then on the sleeves, I hope you can see, but it has 2 pleats on the sleeves. The pattern actually tells you how to eliminate the pleats if you would like the sleeve without the pleats. So you could eliminate the pleats and then in this same spot put a strip of lace insertion going around instead of the pleat. You could add a couple little tucks as well. That would be another option. So rather than doing the larger pleats or tucks that they have here, you could do this more heirloom looking skinny ones if you wanted. Either in doing the lace or the tucks, I think it would just give you another beautiful and very easy to do heirloom blouse option. Another option that I found was this beautiful daisy blouse by Nomad, the label. And this would be so easy to recreate using the Sew House 7, I hope I said yeah, Remy top. Okay, so this is just a simple raglan sleeve top. Use a fine cotton lawn or handkerchief linen. Again, in the center, those are just simple whip tucks, and I have a blog post that tells you exactly how to do those. I will link to that below, but you just do the whip tucks in the center and then do some lace insertion down either side, and you've recreated this beautiful little top. Another great option would be the Tilda blouse from Maison Folva. This is a free pattern that you can download. I'm actually going to be sewing this one for myself over the next 3 months. This doesn't include lace, but of course you could add some, and it just has those beautiful tucks and heirloom details to it, so it will be a very easy pattern to do. Another option is just to use any basic shirt pattern that you love and just have some fun and be your own designer and add some simple lace to it. You can do just that simple lace strip down either side of the button band. So if you have a shirt pattern that you love and that you've made and know fits you, use that. Use the appropriate fabrics and just do some beautiful lace insertion to create the look. For some more inspiration along these lines, I've put together an entire Pinterest board of ready to wear garments that are out there to get you your design ideas flowing. I will make sure to link that below so you can go check that out and get some more inspiration. Finally, if you would like some more help on actually making a blouse like this for yourself, the doors of the Sewing Circle are going to be opening on June 27th, 2025, and we will kick off our next sewing challenge on July 1st. And the sewing challenge that we are going to be doing the next 3 months will be sewing an heirloom garment. So if you would like some help in sewing a blouse for yourself or a little dress for a child that uses some of these techniques, I will let you know that the first technique video that the Sewing Circle members will be receiving on July 1st is how to do those lace insertions. I hope that you will consider joining us on by July 1st, 2025, and over the next 3 months while we sew an heirloom garment together. Thank you and happy sewing.